In this video, we're going to quickly make a product list. This video is also assuming that you have seen some of the previous CIT 114 Excel videos that I have up on YouTube. If you haven't, go and check those out because I'm not going to explain every single thing that I do up in here. If I do anything new that's not in the series of the CIT 114 Excel videos, then I'll explain those. But most of the stuff I'm just going to go through fairly quickly. So we're assuming that we're making this product list of products we may want to sell online with images inside. So with that said, I want to make sure I can print this out. And that means I want to make sure of the dimensions of the regular page. And I can't see that this way, so I have to change my view here. So I'm going to go to view, and then I'm going to go to view. And then I'm going to go to page layout here. In page layout, now I can see the actual page setup here. I want a header. So the header is going to exist on all the pages. I'm going to highlight that header. And I actually want this header to also, have maybe the date here. So inside of the header, once I'm inside the header, I get this menu here. So I'm going to click on that menu. And I'm going to insert the current date there. And that should be good enough. Over here, I will change this text here. I'm going to go to the Home tab, and I'm going to change this text to something else. Something like that. And I'll change the size. I'll just grow that size to 16. That's good enough for the header. I can even change the color if I want it to all these headers, but I'll just leave it like that. Once I click out of there, I'm out of that setup. Over here also, I'm going to want my company name, and I'm going to want a banner here. So I'm going to highlight all of these and merge those. I'm going to give it a background. So once it's merged, I can now go ahead and click on this and give it some sort of background color. In there, I can add my images and whatever I want it. But there's a different way we're going to add an image here. We're actually going to go to insert. See, right now we could right click on this and go to the properties and add an image, but the image won't move around. I also did a video on inserting images into Excel. So we're going to do it a specific way for the reasons that it's easier to manage the images. So I'm going to go to illustrations, shapes. I'm going to go grab this shape and I'm going to drag this shape right here. In fact, I think I want this side to be columns and rows. So I can click this again and click on the merge and basically unmerge it, as you can see there. And I'm just going to merge this area. I'm going to put the image in. Just merge that area. Now it looks like they're not merged, but this area is merged, this area is not. You see I still have the same elements there. The cells. So that's where I'm going to put an image. Now I'm just going to go and edit a lot of this. So I'm going to say product and price. Now I rushed through that because what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this part right here. I'm going to select all of this and I'm just going to format this as a table by selecting all of it. Go here to format as a table, and right now I'm inside of the Home tab, format as a table. And I can choose the type of table that I want to format it in. It's asking me where's the data for the table, and it's where it's selected, right? And it does have headers because I have these as headers, so I'm going to select that and click OK. And there I have my table. I can see that this table goes off of the page and onto another page, and that's definitely not what I want. I'm going to select these rows here. I'm going to right click those rows. I'm going to go to delete. And I'm going to delete the columns, not the rows. So now I can resize this to the way I want it to be. There, something like that. Merge this. I'll put my company name there. Okay. And So my company name will go here, my phone number and everything will go here. And this is going to be like a little chart here. So I'm just going to highlight this part, and I want, if when printed out, I want this to be a little box around this part. So I'm going to select this here, and I am going to just color it a little bit differently. So go to the cell style and just style those that way. And I'm going to want some lines in this. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to right click, and I can actually access adding lines to this. But instead of right clicking and going through that process, I can literally just go here, and instead of going down here, I can go here to get the same thing. So I can go here to the borders and then add borders, all borders. And as you can see, I have the borders here. So I have two ways I can get there. Instead of selecting this, going down here to the property cell, formatting the cells, I have this quick access here, and I also have it up here inside of the Home tab. So now I have this, and I can go ahead and add everything I need to add to it. But I kind of want this to be, for now, I want it to be left justified, and you may want yours a little bit differently. But I'm going to put this left justified. So I'm going to select everything here by selecting a column, and then go over here, left justified. And you can even change the look of that, make it bold. Over here, let me expand this right here. So this description, this is going to be an image. Now, where I want the image, I think what's going to happen is, let me redo this because this keeps pushing over. So I'm going to unmerge that, and then I'm going to grab this and drag it over here. There we go. And now I can go ahead and put this one back after merging this cell here. Just merge that, and I'll put this back inside of that cell. Just like that. And, oh, I got to get the lines here, so I'm just going to go here and give those some border lines. Perfect. I can even just go over here and also, like we had before, give it the same color throughout. All right. So now over here, I want to make some images here. I want to make sure I can put images there. So I'm going to drag this cell, this row down, so I will have space here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did up here by going to Insert and Illustrations and Shapes. And I'm going to add me a rectangle right inside of there. Perfect. Once I do that, I can just duplicate this all the way down. I'm going to drag this down just a little bit so I can get access to the cell itself. If I were to keep it up there, just dragging, touching this is selecting the shape, not the cell. So inside the cell, I'm going to go inside the formulas bar and remove that ER. That was just a placeholder. Now I'm going to select inside the cell, and I'm going to take this green dot and I'm going to drag it all the way down. Now you see I have boxes in those other cells down there. Now all I have to do is just put my images that I want here. So I'm going to take this. Once you select the shape, you get this new menu up here called Shape Format. I'm going to select that. And I can do a lot of stuff with the shape format. The main thing I want to do is to fill it with an image. And you can go get your image wherever you want. I'm just going to put an image from online. Business logo. Maybe I'll just do this. I'll just do this. This is perfect. Placeholder. Now, because we put it in a shape, it doesn't expand out to the size of this image. It actually stays the same size of that shape. And now you see, this is why we did that. Because if we were to just add an image, it will grow to the size of however big the image is inside of Excel. This allows us to contain that image inside the shape we want. And now we have a template. In fact, if we just left this the way it is, went down to this sheet and called it template, and don't touch anything, we can actually go ahead and right click on this, move or copy. We want to move to the end, and we want a copy of it. And then we're going to click OK. And now we have a second version of this. Now this second version could be the one we're working on. I'm going to rename that working. Name it whatever you want. So from there, I can just add my images. So I'm going to right click on this shape. I'm going to go to fill, picture, and now I'm going to find my products. Now, there is a list of products that you can find that you can actually sell online. So I'm not going to do it from there just yet. I just want to show you something.
So here is a top 11 list of merch companies that you can use to actually sell your own merchandise. And basically you have your picture or your image or your logo, and you can put it on merchandise. You can put it on shirts, hats, that sort of stuff. And for the first time in history, it's a lot cheaper to start a store where you can actually sell your material to the masses, as long as you have the right advertising, I guess, and actually, you know, make money at home. So if I go here to Teespring, this is just one of many. Inside of Teespring, I'm going to click on this, go to the website. You can make an account and find what you want. If I were to go to mugs, I'll be able to see all sorts of mugs that maybe I want to sell. You know, you can put your own images on here. So don't look at this and say, oh, this is what I have to sell. They have somewhere they have their images that you can sell as well. Just make your own store. So for instance, if I wanted this one, I just click on that and I can make a list of things that I think I want to sell online. And I don't actually have to say I have to sell it. I can put it inside of my Excel document, go talk to my team and ask them, hey, do you guys want to sell this? And, you know, show them images of how it looks when you put your image on there, and then get some feedback from your team. Or if it's just you, get some feedback from the people you want to buy it for, if it's not really for business per se. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this image. So I'm going to right click on this image, and then I'm going to save as an image. Mug. There it is in my downloads. Now I can go here, right click, fill, picture, from file, go to my downloads, and there's the mug, insert the mug, and there we have it there. Now, if you resize this, this will also resize if you resize it too small. Let's say if I resize this smaller, it will resize that image. As long as it's within the confines of the cell itself. Now, the cool thing about this is that maybe I don't want that background there. So if I select that image and I go to picture format, and you could go here and maybe change some of the coloring to it, something like that. You can even color correct that. And you can change the transparency on this. If you want it to be not so pronounced, you can actually change the transparency on that. So there's a lot you can do with your images and keep them consistent throughout. So what I'm going to just pretend like I got this and I've added it all throughout all of those. And you don't want the same images. You're going to want different images, and you're going to want all of your cells to be a particular size. So instead of doing each one of these cells one at a time to change the height of these cells, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and drag. Let me start here. I'm going to drag and highlight all of these cells. Then I'm going to go over here to the right in between any of the two cells. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to row height. Go to row height. Let's try 1. There we go. So now I have all of these at the height of 1. And I have my product list. And I also have a template to start a new product list if I want. So that's basically how we make the product list, and that's how we edit this document. So that way we can make sure that it's printable as well. And now I can actually give this height. Let me see. Let's try that. Oops. Put it too much. 1000. There we go. So let's try 10. Let's try 1. There we go. So now I have all of these at the height of 1. And I have my product list. And I also have a template to start a new product list if I want. So that's basically how we make the product list, and that's how we edit this document, so that way we can make sure that it's printable as well. And go ahead and go on these sites and look up what products you want, add them to here, and have fun. This is a great way to be organized. Have your price list here, so when you're selling something, you can even put how many you sold that month, or when you plan on selling it. Whatever your goals are, you want to make sure you have the sheet to be able to accommodate your mission. You can even make more sheets of contact people and that sort of stuff within the same book. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the retail price, and that's $14.99. I'm just going to add that there, and I'm going to copy it throughout here. You don't have to do that because you're going to want, you're probably going to want, well, you should have different products. I'm just doing this for the sake of demonstration. You're going to want different products here, obviously. And think of it seriously, because this is not something that is just to learn Excel. This is actually to learn how to start an online business in a way. And you got to have your documentation at home as well as your resources online to start any business. And the great thing about online businesses is the fact that they all are very cheap to start. So now that we have that, I'm going to make an area for the total price. Put that down here, and I'm going to put it a little bit further just in case I have more items here. I'm going to keep the total here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep the total here. I'm going to push this over. So I'm going to highlight it and select the edge and just drag it all the way over here. I'm going to put my mouse in here, select that. I'm just going to go to home, because home automatically has the auto sum there. Once I select the auto sum, you can see that it quickly understood that it wanted to sum up this entire column here. So if I were to change anything on this column, you can see it's summing up differently. So I have $178 worth of products that I want to be able to purchase from this company here, or to be able to have ready to sell on this site here. I don't actually have to hold this at home or anything like that. Now, there's another way you can auto sum. You can basically highlight what you want. And this is in the previous videos as well. Highlight what you want and just hit sum inside the home tab, right inside of the editings group. And then I click on that. And it does exactly the same thing.